मेरा रास्ता वखरा इस करके मैं भुल्ल साहब नाल हमदर्दी प्रगट करदा ਉਹਦੀ ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਿਆਂ ਲਈ ਅਰਦਾਸ ਕਰਦਾ ਪਰ ਜਿਸ ਦਿਨ ਮੇਰੀ ਵਾਰੀ ਆਏਗੀ ਵਰਤਾਰਾ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ ਨਜ਼ਾਰਾ ਵੱਖਰਾ ਹੋਏਗਾ
Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. This is Rajoana TV. Before we give you any updates as to what's been happening in Punjab with regards to Bhai Rajoana's case, just want to give you a brief summary as to why we're doing this video. We do thank our media, our channels, whether they're in this country or in any other country, for giving us up-to-date information, keeping us informed and aware about what's happening in Punjab. They've done a great job at doing that. But what, as youth, we feel is that a lot of the times the message has been diluted. Rather than sticking on the main road, we're taking down side roads, and we're given a false sense of security. So this is the purpose of the video, and we're going to go straight into what's happened today in light of all the protests in Birmingham, in London, across the world, and more importantly in Punjab, and what the ramifications of that is. As it stands, Bhai Rajoana's execution has been delayed. A stay of execution has been put on by Rajoana's death sentence, and that was at the behest of Badal and his government. Now what we've seen is the whole Sikh community came together today, and it was an amazing thing to see. So many people, and it was a working day, and there was men, women, children, babies, everybody had turned out in support of Bhai Rajoana, and that was an amazing thing. In itself, that was a victory. What we saw in Punjab, motorcycles, the whole of Punjab was coloured in Kesari, that was a victory. From Canada to America, the Sikhs had gathered and they'd protested, that was a victory. Bhai Rajoana has woken the nation, that is a victory. But I think what we need to realise is that the decision that was made today is not a victory. It's possibly the worst solution that could have happened. We've seen our presenters on television talking about how we should be happy, it's a khushkhabri. We've also been outside after the protests, and we've had sayings giving out matiyai to say, oh, this is a great news, have something sweet because it's such brilliant news. All across Facebook, people are saying, wow, we're victorious, what we wanted has happened. And when we read these things and we see these people, we think, are we on a different planet to Bhai Rajoana? Bhai Rajoana's whole point was to say that takht or takhta, it's either shahidi or freedom. And this day of execution is in polar opposite to whatever Bhai Sahib wanted. And I think the reason why we feel that we've been victorious is because our so-called leadership, the corrupt government, has led us to believe that we are victorious. And for some reason, us as Punjabi people, you know, as brave and as amazing as our qawm is, we can for some reason get duped so easily. We have to look at this day of execution and what it means. If Bhai Rajoana gives the shahidi, if they gave the shahidi on Saturday 31st at 9 o'clock in the morning in Patiala jail, then the whole qawm that has risen today and has risen, will continue rising, would have turned Punjab upside down. And there's no two ways about it. The feeling that Balwant Singh Rajoana has put into the youth, the candle of freedom that's burning in everyone's heart because of Bhai Rajoana, had they been executed, God only knows what would have happened in Punjab. An outpour of emotion that nobody, only Guru Granth Sahib, would have been able to control. No state government, no central government. So Bhai Sahib Shahidi would have created a tidal wave that it would have been difficult for the central government to control. Had Bhai Sahib been released unequivocally, unconditionally, as the Akal Takht first asked for, then Bhai Sahib would have entered the Khalsa Panth as our Jathedar. Had Bhai Sahib entered our Khalsa Panth as our Jathedar, then these Mukkars, Badal Budals, SGPs, so-called Jathedars, so-called Sant Samaj wouldn't have a place to hide. With this kind of Jathedar, Bhai Sahib would have taken the Sikh qawm where it should be, and that would be leading us to freedom. But it would have come at a cost of Sikh lives, our livelihoods, putting all our stuff on the line for this freedom. But we would have followed had Bhai Sahib been, if Bhai Sahib was our Jathedar. So Badal, Makkar, SGP, SGPC, the Congress Party, Captain Amrinder, whoever they are, Bhai Sahab Shahidi will mean that Punjab turns upside down. Bhai Sahab being released means that the whole Sikh Qawm is going to be galvanized and they'll march towards freedom. They can't have either of those two happening. So what do? They delay Bhai Sahab's execution. Now we feel that this is a victory, but is it really a victory? If we really think deeply, think outside the box, if Bhai Sahab languishes in jail for the next 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, possibly 10 years, Professor Puller's case, how long has that been languishing for? Bhai Sahab will be languishing in jail, but then what will happen to us? This whole layer of freedom, this whole tidal wave of revolution that's been created across the world, what would happen to that? It will die out. And it may even get to a stage where we even forget that somebody called a Rajoana even exists. This is what they want to destroy. So what we have to remember about this day of execution, it's to quell any sentiments of revolution, quell any sentiments of freedom. And at the same time, this day of execution means absolutely nothing. As we speak, Bhai Sahab could be executed. Bhai Sahab could be executed tomorrow. It could happen on Sunday without anybody knowing. Bhai Sukha, Bhai Jinda, the same thing happened to them. They didn't want to appeal to the Indian government. They were ready to give their Shahidi. But certain people didn't want that to happen. They wanted these kind of jewels like we want by Rajoana. We want to keep that jewel amongst us. Even the general of the army wanted to keep Bhai Sukha and Bhai Jinda. Even he appealed on their behalf. A stay of execution was ordered, yet Bhai Sukha and Bhai Jinda were executed, within days of that stay. So in reality, this stay, not only does it quell our sentiments and give us a false sense of victory, it also means that Bhai Sahab could be executed at any time, and we may not even know about it. So they've been very clever in what they've done. And who benefits from this? Badal and his government. He is seen as somebody who has saved by Rajoana somehow. I don't know how that works, but people in the press are saying Badal has asked for the Indian constitution to be changed, for the centre government to give a bit more power to the state government. But that doesn't make any difference to us. If anybody who wants life imprisonment for Bhai Sahab is an enemy of our Qawm, anyone's enemy of our Qawm, we have to stay away from these people and we have to be wary of them. Makkar gave a statement just recently that Bhai Sahab should be given life imprisonment. He shouldn't be hung, he should be given life imprisonment. What we would like to ask is, would you like to do that life imprisonment? 17 years the man has been in jail, yet he's still got this glowing face and he's still got enough magnificence about him that he's galvanized the whole community into wanting something really great, yet they're willing to let him languish for the rest of his life in prison. If we look on a really simplistic scale, if you're going to barter with somebody, a shopkeeper, you always go higher in your mind and you think, well, I'll go a bit lower, but I ask for the highest amount, and then we'll hit the lowest. They've already asked for life imprisonment, so what do they expect? Bhai Sahab, why haven't they even asked for Bhai Sahab's release? Because they know that their leadership is leading us down dark alleys that lead to nowhere, and us as Sikh youth are beginning to realise that. And this is because of Bhai Rajoana. So who benefits? Makkar. People who love their kursiyan, their seats of power, they are benefiting from this, not the Sikh Qawm, because the Sikh Qawm wants something that is really great, that Guru Har Gobind told us that we're entitled to by birth, and that is freedom. And to compound this feeling of false victory that they're trying to instill in us, the Jathedar of the Akal Takht, Gurbachan Singh, came into the media and made a statement that all the processions that were to be held, all the marches that were to be held from all 5 Takhts tomorrow have all been cancelled. And just do an ardas, because this has been a victory. Now we'd like to ask, what kind of victory has this been? Please explain it to us. Why have you cancelled all these programs when the message from the Akal Takht was that we want Bhai Sahab released? So we urge everybody, all the Sikh youth out there, please don't be duped by these feelings and sentiments of victory, because it's great that we all came out in numbers, we all had our Kesari clothes on, our Kesari Chande, and we knew why we were there. There was nobody in these protests, whether it was Birmingham, London or anywhere in Punjab. Nobody everybody knew why they were there. So that was a victory in itself. And even people who told the line of the Indian government, who saw India as their nation, they felt Indian, they wear India cricket tops, Bharat Maa Ki Jai type of people. Even those were united under our Kesari banners today. So that was an amazing victory. But please, I implore all of my youth to think outside the box. Think how some of the dirty politics is being played. How by Rajoana, even their Shahidi, the thing that they've wanted for so long, how even that's been, played. How they're trying to break the mentality of Bhai Rajoana by telling them, you will be executed, you won't be executed, you will be executed but not in Punjab, it will be in Punjab, it will be in Saturday. No, there has been a stay. Not only are they playing with the sentiments of the Sikh Qawm, of the youth, but they're also trying to break Bhai Sahib's mentality. They're trying to break his will. So we really need to be aware. We still need to stay united. We still need to follow this goal. We can't let this decision dampen our spirits. We can't let us think that, right, we can go home now, take your armbands off, take your Kesari Ramals and your Dastara off. Now we won a victory. Bhai Sahib isn't going to be hung, let's go home. But what happens to Bhai Sahib then? Has anybody thought? Do we just let Bhai Sahib languish in jail, or do we fight tooth and nail against the government and urge our leaders to get Bhai Sahib out, released, so he can mingle amongst us and lead us? The second point that I'd like to address is the issue of Jathedari. For so many years we've been leaderless, spineless people have taken control of our destiny, cowards, so-called sons, and we look to these people for guidance. And what did they do? Every time the Sikh Panth has had an issue, whether it's the turban issue in France, or whether it's Ram Rahim dressing up as Guru Gobind Singh, or it's Asutosh and the Ludhiana massacre, or any kind of issue that we've had, Punjabi language, trying to free that, we've never had any response from our leadership. Guru Granth Sahib has been wrapped in cow manure recently. The Guru Granth Sahib has been urinated on. Some Sangat travelling to Hemkund Sahib have been attacked by Hindus. But for some reason, our leadership never say anything. Sikhs have been attacked in Pakistan by the Taliban. Our leadership say nothing about that. Our Gurdwara, the Gurdwara in Pakistan, their land has been sold to the Pakistani government for a pittance. Our leadership haven't addressed any of those issues. A lot of Biadbi has happened with Guru Maharaj, even in Punjab, the SGPC in their offices, where Guru Maharaj's Swarups are printed. People don't have their heads covered, they're smoking, they're doing all sorts. People like Jagdish Taitla, Sajjan Kumar, they've been given Sarope. These are known killers of Sikhs. They've been given Sarope and Karpana. So our leadership has been weak for a very long time, and it seems that no one has really stepped up to the plate for us. In this current climate, Bhai Rajoana, a Khalsa who's sitting in a cell in Patiala, has unified everyone. He's accepted death, accepted Shahidi. He's trying to galvanize our people. He's taking risks. He's doing so many amazing things. I mean, how can 20 million Sikhs across the world unite under one banner? And this is from a man who's sitting in a cell in a dark room in Patiala. There is something really amazing about this man, and he's doing something so amazing. His thought doesn't lie with us. His thought lies somewhere else. He's a Khalsa in a different league. So we as the youth are looking towards Bhai Rajoana as an icon. He is an icon. He's become an icon. So in that sense, we as the youth, as the Sikh youth, would like Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana to become Jathedar of the Akal Takht. In that respect, I urge all the youth to humbly and respectfully email and write to our current Jathedar, Gurbachan Singh Ji, and ask him to please step down and appoint Jathedar Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana as the Jathedar of the Akal Takht. He's already become our unofficial leader. He's become an icon, and he's somebody the youth will follow. He's somebody that won't be scared to take risks. He's somebody that won't make decisions that are going to hurt the Delhi government, that are going to hurt people who don't have our best interests at heart. But he'll do that because he has pure love for Guru Maharaj, and we've seen what kind of love he does have. He's somebody that probably doesn't even belong in our decade, because in our decade we do have so many cowards and spineless people who are trying to lead us. Yet this jewel is shining amongst all the filth in Punjab, and this jewel we would like him to sit at the Akal Takht and lead us. So we humbly request all the Sangat, wherever you are, if you feel any dard for the Qawm, and if you feel as though we could be led to something greater than just the little scraps that Delhi throw at us, then please implore our Jathedar to step down and for Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana to become Jathedar of the Akal Takht. Even if Bhai Sahib is still in prison, Bhai Sahib could be executed, say, tomorrow or Sunday. If we can make them the Jathedar, how amazing will our history be, knowing that Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana was the Jathedar of the Akal Takht. Even if it's just for a minute, if it's for 3 days, if it's for 30 days, if it's for 3 months, if it's for 3 years, 30 years. Even if they're in prison all their life and we haven't been able to get them out, they can be our Jathedar in exile. But at least we will feel as a Qawm that we have a leader who's already given his all for the Qawm. As we stand today, we feel the only man on this planet that can lead our Qawm, who carries all the ideals that Guru Granth Sahib Ji utilizes. The perfect saint soldier is Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana, and we urge that our current Jathedar, and we do humbly request that if you please step down, and if we can install Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana as our Jathedar, and for them to whether be our Jathedar when they come out or whether they are in prison, for them to lead us. People watching this video may even question how can Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana even lead the Panth from a small jail. We've seen in the past few weeks how Bhai Sahib has been communicating with the whole Sikh Qawm. Letters have been written and they've been passed on to their sister Bibi Kamaldeep Kaur, and they've been read out in the media, and people are listening to, and reading these letters, listening to these letters. There's English translations available, and just reading these letters, I know people who have been in tears. They're like, how can this man say these things? How can this man say that with every head that's taken, you know, it brings us further to Khalistan? More blood that is spilled, it reinvigorates the beautiful flower that is the Khalsa. Have we ever heard the current Jathedar bring these sentiments to us? These letters have been so amazing. So, I mean, people may question, can Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana lead us from jail? But what you have to remember, put these letters to a side. During a lot of the protests, in previous protests, the slogans will be Akal Takht to Aayi Awaaz, Khalistan Zindabad. In recent protests, the slogans have been Patiala Jail to Aayi Awaaz, Khalistan Zindabad. Can we honestly say that Akal Takht to Awaaz Aaya since 1986, Sarbat Khalsa? Has that Awaaz ever echoed from Akal Takht? So we really need to think about how practical this is. And if we look at how Bhai Sahib has been communicating the Sikh community, it is very practical. Letters have Bhai Sahib sent. They've inspired so many people, these letters alone. And if people can say Patiala Jail to Aayi Awaaz, Khalistan Zindabad, what does that say about the man? Every single person on this planet, every single Sikh on this planet knows who Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana is. Can we honestly say that about Jathedar, the current Jathedar, Gurbachan Singh? Do anybody know? I mean, even to this day, do people know his name? How many risks have been taken by this Jathedar? I mean, I don't mean to trash the man, but Bhai Rajoana has given us something so much more. We were happily going along with our lives, thinking, okay, in the 1980s we've been butchered. There's still a faceless war in Punjab in terms of the drugs that have been pumped in, the female feticides, the way they're trying to get rid of Punjabi language. We know all of that, but we were happily going along with our lives, hoping that at some point in our lives there's going to be a turning point. There's going to be a juncture in our history where we're going to think things can change. All of a sudden, Bhai Rajoana comes from nowhere, and he smashes all these things apart, and suddenly we think, hang on, this is what a Jathedar should be like. We say Akali Phula Singh was the Jathedar of the Akal Takht. We say to ourselves, if he was the Jathedar of the Akal Takht, what would he do? Gurbachan Singh Ji Manochal, Jathedar of the Akal Takht, what would they do? We look at these people as Jathedar Gurdev Singh Konke Shaheed. These are the people that we would say, if only we had these people as Jathedars, where would our Qawm be? But today, in our own lifetime, Bhai Rajoana is amongst us, and he can lead us. The man's courage is limitless. Those four walls that are holding him cannot suppress his love, his passion, and how he's uniting the Sikh community. And what amazes me is there's perhaps 20 million Sikhs across the world, and we may think that we need to give Bhai Sahib some type of haunsla. What we don't realize is this man alone has given 20 million Sikhs haunsla. So how can we say that this banda is not fit to be a Jathedar? We implore everybody, please, I join my hands together, Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana to be a Jathedar. Thirdly, I'd like to touch upon quite quickly Bhai Rajoana's ultimate message. Don't be fazed by any stays of execution, any delays of execution, any life imprisonment. Don't be fazed by anything. That's the Soch. We shouldn't be entangled in this, whether they're going to be Shaheed or not Shaheed. Bhai Sahib is telling us, just wake up. And if you have woken up, if you have coloured yourself in Kesari colours, then please, please stay awake. If I'm Shaheed, then take this message forward. Take this candle of freedom that's burning in your hearts and let it explode. And if I'm released, let that candle of freedom, let it burn and let it explode. If I'm here for life, take that candle of freedom, let it burn and let it explode. So the message is quite simple. Just wake up. I'm prepared to give my Shaheedi. I'm with the Qawm. I'm prepared to do anything. I'm even prepared to come out if it's the will of the Akal Takht and the Sikh Qawm. But the Soch, keep that alive. Meri maut te na roya, meri soch nu bachayo. Please don't cry at my fate. But please keep these ideals, these philosophies that lay firmly and rooted in Sikhi, please keep those alive. And if everybody across the nation, if everybody across the world, if Sikhs across the world have been united under this one Kesari banner because of Bhai Rajoana, then stay united and keep marching, keep going until we get our end goal. In the short term, it's the release of Bhai Rajoana, and in the long term, it's Khalistan. Fourthly, one of the points that we'd like to address as well is the situation of the Akal Takht and where they stand. Well, the Akal Takht Jathedar and where they stand. The Akal Takht Jathedar stood in front of the Sikh Qawm with a microphone in his hand and announced that we want the unequivocal, unconditional release of Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana. Now, for us, that is a Hukamnama from the Akal Takht. In the history of the Akal Takht, ever since Guru Har Gobind Sahib created the Akal Takht, till the present day, no Hukamnama has ever been retracted. Whatever Hukamnama has been given to the Sikh Qawm, it's been that you complete this to the best of your ability. Now, this announcement that we want Bhai Sahib released by the Jathedar was made only a few days ago. But with recent developments of the stay of execution and the delay in Bhai Sahib's possible execution, for some reason the Akal Takht has completely backed down. They've broken under the pressure. What we would like to ask the Jathedar is, why are we not still fighting for this goal? Why have we cancelled the processions that were supposed to take place in Panjab from the Takhts tomorrow? Why all of a sudden are we congratulating each other when the hukam was that we released Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana? Now, Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana has submitted their heart, mind, body and soul to the Akal Takht. Not to Delhi's Takht, but to the Akal Takht. They bestowed all power back to the Akal Takht, symbolically to tell us that this is where we should take our direction from. This is the Supreme Court. This is what's going to lead us. Now, Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana, I am certain, because of the power they have invested in the Akal Takht, if the Akal Takht said, right, Bhai Rajoana, we're coming to get you, would say, yes, I'm at your mercy. If you want to come and get me, come and get me. But for some reason, the Akal Takht has backed down from that hukam. They seem to be happy for the stay of execution. There seems to be no questioning as to why this has happened. Badal has been given the title of Fakhr-e-Qawm. If he is Fakhr-e-Qawm, and if he is a Panthik Sarkar, as he claims he is, we all know that he's drank the blood of our Shaheeds. He's trampled on their bodies to sit on his seat now. But if he keeps claiming he's a Panthak Sarkar, and if he is Fakr-e-Qawm, then go to him and ask him to release Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana. And if he can't, then stop calling yourself a Panthik committee, and the Akal Takht break free from this relationship that you have with Badal, and go and release our Jathedar. Go and release Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana. Show us that you have the guts, you have the ambition to carry this out. And we're not in any way questioning the Akal Takht, the City Akal Takht as an institution. We're questioning the leadership that is coming from it. We want Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana as the Jathedar, because we know his ideals and philosophies are in tandem with Guru Har Gobind Sahib's. When the Mughal style Guru Har Gobind, that you can't keep horses, you can't keep weapons, Guru Har Gobind said, I will keep horses and I will keep weapons. And I will make Akal's Takht, Waheguru's Takht, higher than yours. Bhai Balwant Singh Ji Rajoana is saying, our Takht, our ideals are higher than Delhi's. So why do we need to run to them? If a Hukamnama has come from the Akal Takht that Bhai Rajoana is to be released unconditionally, then we should stand firm on that, and we should not rest until that is complete. That is the duty of every Sikh. So we shouldn't be duped by anything. We should constantly refer back to the Hukamnama. With the Hukamnama was released, we won't rest until Bhai Sahib is released. We won't be happy with anything else, because we know any other decision other than a release or a Shahidi is playing with our emotions, and is playing with the emotions of Bhai Rajoana, and is trying to break the calm, our unity, and is trying to break this tide of freedom that we've got. So I urge everybody, send emails, contact Jathedar Gurbachan Singh. If he's our leader, we can question him. We can ask him, why are we backing down from this Hukamnama? So we need to unite again under the whole Kesari Nishan Sahib, and we need to, as a Panth, stay united, and we need to ask our Jathedars, and we need to ask our Jathedars why this Hukamnama for some reason has been put on the back burner. Lastly, would like to talk about the situation in Punjab in terms of military personnel, police. The Border Security Force, the Central Reserve Police Force have manoeuvred into Punjab. Official figures from the Indian Express say there's 15 units as well as some commando units. 10,000 armed Punjab police have also been drafted in. Again, those are official figures from the Indian Express. Any official figures we can times by 5 or even 10. So it's safe to assume that the Punjab has been saturated by military intelligence and military personnel. We've also come to receive information that telecommunications and some mobile communications have been cut. Curfews have been put in place. Flag marches are taking place in many districts. Surprise searches, as the Indian government called them, have been taking place. The horns of military trucks are blasted at night to scare children, women in the villages. Section 144 of has also been put in place, where more than 5 people can't gather in one location. And if we really delve into our history, we don't even need to delve into it too much. These are all reminiscent of what happened in the 1980s. The Border Security Force were drafted in 84. The Central Reserve Police Force were drafted in 84. Curfews were put in place. Telecommunications were cut. The whole of Punjab was sealed off from the outside world, and mass butchery took place. 30 odd years on, we see the same scenes. In fact, they're even worse, because 30 years on, nothing's moved on. We've seen scenes today in Patiala of Singhs getting, lathi charged. There's even news of people being shot, shoot to kill orders, and all of this reminds us of the dark days of the 1980s, when our people were murdered, looted, and pillaged. So we've got to really keep our hearts and minds firm. Those dark days of the 1980s, they look like they are going to return. The military aren't there for fun. They will do some damage, and perhaps many of our brothers and sisters may die in these clashes. And what's unbelievable about this, they've been drafted in when not a single window has been broken during the protests by the Sikhs in Punjab. Not a single bicycle has been pushed over. Not a single person has been attacked. Nothing. No violence has taken place. These people are marching because there's an outpouring of emotion. It's a call for an end to the death penalty. It's a call for civil rights and human rights. And how does the government respond? It sends its army in. Scotland are asking for independence. Nobody's calling them terrorists. The British government aren't sending their army in to beat them into submission. But for some reason, Sikhs in India, time and time again, we're shown that we have no place there. People, normal workers can run riot in protest in India, in Panjab, wherever. They can riot over a rising tax of gold. They can bust railway stations while the police stand and watch. Yet the government are about to take a beautiful Khalsa from us. And we can't even protest peacefully without the army coming in and beating our people into submission. So the days of the 1980s look like they're about to return. We urge our brothers and sisters in Punjab to be vigilant. We urge them, if you have family in Punjab, if you can contact them, tell them to keep their wits about them, keep their mobile phones on, their cameras on, keep diaries on them if they can, record how many numbers of military personnel and police personnel are in your village. If somebody does something wrong, try and get their name, their rank. We don't know how invaluable this kind of information may be once this whole thing blows over. So we urge the people of Punjab, to remain firm, remain steadfast in this really trying time, and to keep Bhai Rajoana in your heart at all times, and to remain steadfast. And besides the military, we've also got somebody like Singh as the Director General of Punjab Police and Sharma as his deputy. Singh and Sharma are known killers of Sikhs. They're trained killers of Sikhs. They've purposely been put into place as Director General of Punjab Police and the Deputy. So if there's any aftermath, any outpour of emotion from Bhai Rajoana's execution or their stay or whatever is happening with Bhai Rajoana, whatever aftermath there is, these people are trained enough to cause a massacre. They've got a bloodlust for Sikhs, and they have absolutely no morality. They have no record of human rights. So they're the perfect people to be in charge of Punjab at this really sensitive time. So again, we need to be wary of that. We've also come to learn that an elected MLA in Punjab has said that Rajoana wants people to wear Kesari Chunniya, Kesari Dastara and hold Kesari Chande in Punjab. It looks like terrorism is on its way. Since when does the colour Kesari have anything to do with terrorism? Kesari is our religious colour. It means that they see our very religion as a religion of terror, and they're going to treat us that way. People have been marching peacefully, they've been marching beautifully, they've been marching as if it's a Nagar Kirtan. Yet this government is hell-bent on breaking our resolve, breaking our commitment, and just shooting at us from point-blank range. So I urge everyone to remain firm, remain steadfast, and hopefully Maharaj can bless us in this really trying time. To conclude, I'd just like to say that in light of recent events, and if you dwell on some of the points that have been made in this video, we haven't been victorious. We have been victorious in the sense that everybody has come together under the one flag. Everybody has been ignited by this need for freedom by Balwant Singh Rajoana. But if we look at the stay of execution, we cannot see that as a victory. We cannot sit at home and think we've done our job. Our so-called leaders in Punjab would like us to think that. Our so-called leaders in the UK and every other country would like us to think that, because it's the easy option. But in reality, this is the start of the struggle. We need Bhai Balwant Singh Rajoana released. We need to follow upon the Hukamnama of the Akal Takht. We will not let people think that we are victorious. We will not let our so-called leaders cover themselves in glory and let themselves think that they've won a huge battle today. The battle has just started, and I urge all my brothers and sisters to join and unite in this battle and not stop until we get what we want. Khalistan Zindabad. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.